Quotes and phrases is something I've become familiar with during the pandemic. Words plastered on windows, signs reading "stronger together." All of this reminding us is that we're in this together.
Well, today was Palm Sunday, and even though most of us were indoors, the community met outside Memorial Hospital for a moment of prayer. Now organized by
April seems forever ago. I remember thousands across the country praying outside of hospitals, echoing the status update, "We're in this together." So fast forward to today.
I want you to get 6 feet away from me.
So how did we go from this inspirational moment to this?
This is America, and I don't have to do what you say.
So for this story, I wanted to go beyond the political climate and look at the science behind motivation. Why do we turn to quotes during challenging times?
My name is Dr. Jonathan Fader, and I'm a high-performance psychologist. Yeah, motivational quotes are fascinating to me. I find I use them a lot in my practice when I'm coaching people. My favorite quote is actually by Billie Jean King, the famous tennis athlete who said, "Pressure is a privilege." I think the thing about quotes that's really helpful is in very few words, they help to distill a story.
So with a few words and sometimes a help of photos, we can create our own version of a story with the outcome of our choosing. It seems that sometimes we take those quotes and try to fit those into our current circumstances.
Yeah, going back to your point before, people are saying, "We're in this together." That's really helpful. That's a quote. But the design of the quote, the way it becomes powerful is if it inspires action.
We're in this together inspired thousands to act, from making homemade masks to helping a neighbor in need. But often, motivation is short-lived. That's what makes Dr. Fader's work necessary. Our mind is a powerful tool. Quotes are just one example of ways we can create different levels of reality.
I'm really fascinated by the stories of people that have been prisoners of war and the things that they do to help themselves get through that traumatic experience. Building imaginary houses in their mind, playing golf in their mind, playing chess games in their mind. And the reason they do that is it's a way to deal with the stress.
Stress is something we can all relate to. Now, we are not prisoners of war, but millions are still under stay-at-home orders 8 months into the pandemic.
Everybody's experiencing what I think of as pandemic fatigue. We're all in this together, but we all have been in this together for a long time. And for me, this is where things like sport and performance psychology come to play. It's our ability to pace ourselves. It's our ability to plan for future stress that helps us stick with the stress of the pandemic.
Leon Brown once said, "If you tell yourself something often enough, you will start to believe it." This could be dangerous because the wrong narrative could create what is called an illusion of truth. From our friends to what we choose to consume daily, all play a role in shaping our lives and beliefs. So let's use this pandemic as an example.
Science shows us that the coronavirus is a very real threat. People are definitely telling themselves stories to get through, and those stories become true. Because until you get the virus, you can tell yourself that story and be in that kind of deluded world. And in that way, it is helpful until, of course, it's not.
Now throw in an election. If anything, it has shown me how divided we are as a nation right now. We're in this together. A few simple words that created a movement and gave so much hope and inspiration to so many at the beginning of this pandemic.
Another quote that I go to a lot is, "Things are not as they are as we are." And why I'm drawn to that is I already have the perception, Cody, that our way of looking at things determines our behavior and thus our future.
So how are you choosing to see things around you? And from that, what is the story you were telling yourself?